So thank you for coming. It is my intention tonight, in order to try to build the whole week, and the idea is to try to add some logic to it, because it's part of the same story. And it is my understanding that without knowing the land, without understanding what the Bible is describing to us, sometimes in details, what is the nature of the land of Israel, something is missing in the comprehension of people who read the Bible. Because what we do automatically, we read about the wilderness, we look outside the window and we think that this is the wilderness. Well, it depends where you live. If you live in Oregon and you look outside and you see how green and nice it is, and you think that when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness by the devil, that was the area, you're wrong. And therefore something is missing in having the big picture of what was life like in the country. And we do need to understand, of course, what was the land like. Those pilgrims going from Nazareth up to Jerusalem, what was the journey like? What is the desert? What are the mountains? Because you do understand that human history, and of course the biblical one, is tightly connected with geography. In fact, even the language of the Bible is describing quite a lot of the beauty of the land, and unless you know some of it, well, something is missing. It won't make you a better Christian to understand that, but it will add a very important dimension in order to understand what the Bible describes to us. Ladies, if your husband turns to you and tells you something like, "My beloved, your nose is like the Tower of Lebanon facing Damascus," will you take that as a big compliment? Well, I'm not sure, because you don't really know what is the Tower of Lebanon and why is it considered by Solomon himself so beautiful. Don't ask me, please, because I don't have a clue. Solomon did not, or didn't go too specifically to explain that. But once again, without understanding the language, without understanding the land as it is, well, to my understanding, but this is my understanding, something is missing. Maybe to have the fullness of understanding what was life like in biblical days in that specific country. You would not be able to understand the book of Kings, for example, not understanding the challenges of the kings of Israel, unless you understand the geopolitical situation of the land of Israel. Many of the prophecies that speak about water, and unless you know how precious water is, it just doesn't make sense. Why do they make such a big deal out of water? And therefore, in order to understand, I think that you need to know the geography. And starting tomorrow, we're going to go into the history, and we'll try to focus, take slices out of 4,000 years of very rich history, but everything is based on what you're going to hear tonight. So I do hope that you'll make the best out of it. I hope that the information will be useful to you. And sometimes it's not easy, because I'm going to say a few things and the information will come up and down on the screen, and sometimes I'm not even synchronized with what they're screening. So that will take an additional effort from your side.